exactly how to stop being a people pleaser and start to fully be confident, motivated, and balanced. If you're struggling with the internal exhaustion that comes from constantly doing everything for everyone, then you are in the right place. My name is Raina Sweeney, for those of you who don't know, and I'm an ICF certified professional coach specializing in burnout with over 10 years of experience coaching people just like you. Wait a minute, burnout? But I don't have burnout, you may say. Burnout is for high-powered executives or hospital staff. And yes, you're right, they do experience burnout quite often. If any of you here are watching, just send a little thumbs up. Let us know that's a very real thing. You may not know this though, but there's a huge misconception about burnout, especially when it relates to people pleasing. So the burnout that we're talking about here today is the burnout that comes from being everything to everyone, feeling like you are pulled in a million different directions at once, and the fear that comes with someone else finding out you can't really do it all. So you push and you push and you push a little harder to be exactly what everyone else needs you to be in every moment. But in the process, you get left behind and end up exhausted, feeling alone inside, and like you never are quite enough. This is deep burnout. Today, I'm going to share with you why you don't need to be perfect and constantly improve yourself or try to do it all on your own, and how I was able to go from extreme internal burnout, I mean the kind where you can't get a word out without bursting into tears, where putting on your shoes to go outside is just too much and sends you over the edge. That kind of burnout. To the confident, motivated, and balanced person you see in front of you today, without having to do more or even be more. I'll walk you through it. So, first, I'll share with you the 3 secrets to getting rid of people pleasing once and for all. Then, I'll share how I discovered the essential tools to get rid of the guilt that comes with finally being able to put your needs and wants first. And no, this is not being selfish. If you are a people pleaser and you're watching this right now, you simply don't know how to be selfish. Those two are mutually exclusive. They cannot go together. So it's impossible. So let's take being selfish off the table. Put it over there. It's gone for now. Okay? Good. Now that we have that cleared up, these 3 secrets to get rid of people pleasing once and for all are: secret number 1, how to get rid of burnout from people pleasing without having to do more by calming the nervous system. Secret number 3, even if you think you have to be perfect before you can experience true confidence, motivation, and balance in your life, you can still recharge from burnout that comes from being a people pleaser and be confident, motivated, and balanced right now. I mean it, right now. And secret number 3, how you can save yourself from people pleasing so you never have to read all the books and try to figure it out on your own ever again. Communal sigh of relief. So before I get into the nitty-gritty of the details, let me share how I discovered this. It was a long journey, but in the shortest snippet I can kind of give you, I, just like you, had strived for so long to be everything to everyone that I had completely lost myself. I would look at myself in the mirror each morning and not recognize the person staring back at me. She was a shapeshifter, molding herself into whomever anyone needed her to be. Sure, people liked her. They felt very connected to her, supported by her, loved by her. But she felt empty, disconnected, scattered, and terrified inside that someone was going to find out the real her. So I kept on shape-shifting to fit everyone's needs. One day, I couldn't get out of bed. The sparkle, the charisma, the I can do anything attitude was gone. I mean, gone. I felt as though there was a void in its place. I laid there for days, but it seemed like months. I couldn't move. I couldn't do. All that was left was to simply be. I realized I had created a life where I felt like no one really knew me deep down inside. I didn't even know me deep down inside. I reached out for help, but everyone just wanted me to talk it out, take some pills, and put that smile back on your face. Side note, there is nothing wrong with taking pills. They work. They just aren't the full story. So I started desperately searching for answers. I studied, I studied nutrition, I studied brain chemistry, I studied meditation, I studied communication, supplementation, therapy modalities, acupressure, internal family systems, the mind and body connection, hormones, you name it. I studied it and tried it. Step by step, little by little, over 10 years, I finally found something that brought me back to me. And it not only worked for me, but it also worked for my clients too. And now I'm offering it to you. So let's get into the details of how to make this happen for yourself too. So, number one, how to get rid of burnout from people pleasing without having to do more by calming the nervous system. So most likely you have heard of fight or flight. If so, give like a little thumbs up in the comments, give a little like on the video just to let me know that we're all on the same page. Okay, great. Awesome. I see a bunch of thumbs up coming. Wonderful. So oftentimes we have a stressful childhood, either from parents who were trying their best but couldn't give us what we needed in that moment, or from traumatic events or experiences. Our brain stays in that fight or flight for so long that it forgets how to relax and believe that it's actually safe. It's constantly looking around the corner for the next danger, for the next stressor. It's waiting for the bottom to just fall out. And if so, we're not safe. And if it, or we, could just be enough, do enough, say the right things, then everything would be okay. We'd be safe. This keeps our autonomic nervous system stuck in fight or flight mode almost 24/7. I'm not kidding. Not sleeping well? That's why. That's why. Because your body doesn't think it's safe to fall asleep at night. So, how do we bring your body and your brain out of fight or flight mode? With this 3-step trust cycle system. First, we assess your perception of who you are and how you move through the world with an Energy Leadership Assessment Index, or we call it an ELI for short. So this shows us your specific beliefs about yourself and the world around you. And they shows exactly what is holding you back and keeping you feeling stuck. Then we remove those blocks and limiting beliefs and replace them with a belief system that is supportive to you and the life that you want. Second, we dive deep into your core values to make sure you are in alignment with your belief system and what you value most. So most people think that, oh yeah, sure, I know what my values are, but they don't know why they value them, and they don't know where they came from, and they don't know how they are affecting their life. This is critical. I mean, critical, because people pleasers tend to grow up in households that were very strict, critical, or high, or had high standards or high expectations. This can be dangerous since we derive the majority of our core values from our family and adolescent years. This means that if your current values are running off of passed down values that created the need to avoid judgment and criticism at all costs, then we create a life where we constantly shapeshift to please those around us, all while living in fear that one day we will be found out. So, once we align your true core values, then we are free to be ourselves without fear of judgment or rejection. This creates a deep, deep calm within. Thirdly, this is the third step in creating the trust cycle. We take your true core values and create reliable, sustainable boundaries. Yes, that you can actually keep this time. We've all heard the word boundaries thrown around, but do we really know what they mean or why we need them? A lot of us think that boundaries tell us how and who they can be, a lot of us think that boundaries tell the people around us how and who they can be around us. So it's an external thing. We've used them as weapons to try to change someone, or we've expected others to adhere to our boundaries and don't understand why they keep pushing past them. The truth is that boundaries are not for other people. They are for ourselves. I'll repeat that. Boundaries are not for other people. Boundaries are for ourselves. Boundaries teach us where and with whom we want to spend our time and energy. And if a situation, a job, a person, an experience is in alignment with us or not. So, for instance, your boss keeps asking you to stay late every night for a few hours. You've told them you can't keep working late because you have other family obligations. But they keep asking and you keep staying. And you go home and you complain to your family and friends that you keep trying to set boundaries at work, but your boss just keeps pushing past them. This is an example of not holding a boundary based on a core value of family. Another example, you've told the new person that you're dating that when they show up late without communicating, it makes you worry. It makes you feel like they don't really care. They think that you're blowing it out of proportion and ignore your request to text or call if they're going to be late. This leads to arguments and you shoving down your feelings to please the other person. This is not holding a boundary based on the core value of communication. So what's wrong with both of these examples? Yes, the expectation is that the other person is responsible for holding your boundary simply because you've expressed it or told them it. So what it looks like to hold your boundary, what it looks like in both the, we're going to go into both these situations and see what it would look like if you actually held your boundary. Okay, so example number 1. Your boss asks you to stay late. You do the first time and maybe even the second time, but the second time you tell them that this will be the last time that you stay late. They ask again and you remind them that the previous time you stayed late, you communicated that that was going to be the last time that you did that. And then you go home. Of course, this is all delivered in a very clear and kind way. What it looks like to hold that boundary in example number 2. The new person you're dating keeps showing up late without communication. Maybe the first time you simply tell them how it makes you feel and ask for what you need. Communication. If they continue to show up late and not communicate, then this is your signal that this person is not in alignment with your core values. And you probably don't want to spend a lot of time with them. So the difference here is that you are holding your boundary, and your boundary is based on a core value, in this case, family time or communication. Once you start living your life this way, your whole entire life begins to align with your core values, increasing satisfaction and balance in all aspects of your life. So let's talk about this 3-step process. Just like a little recap, right? Of what we just talked about, that 3-step trust cycle. So number 1, we assess your perception of yourself and the world around you to break through your limiting beliefs. Number 2, we learn your core values. Number 3, we create and hold boundaries that begins that trust cycle within yourself that calms your nervous system naturally. Once this trust cycle is established, your body automatically comes out of fight or flight and into the parasympathetic system, or the relaxed and calm state. And that is where confidence, motivation, and balance lives. Notice how none of this has anything to do with you becoming your best self, with you being perfect at everything. None of this says you have to be perfect before you can experience true confidence, motivation, balance in your life. You can still release yourself from the burnout that comes from people pleasing without having to be perfect at anything. So, where does the need for perfectionism come from anyway? At its root, it's fear of judgment or disapproval from others, hence the people-pleasing. Early childhood experiences, such as having parents or caregivers with unrealistically high expectations, or they were highly critical, shaming, abusive, all of that instills a need to be perfect to protect yourself. Or, on the flip side, getting excessive praise for your achievements, believing that your self-worth is determined by your achievements, or black and white thinking and efforts to feel in control to ensure a good outcome. These are all the roots of perfectionism and or the need to people please in order to be able to keep yourself safe. But it doesn't have to be this way. It really doesn't have to be this way. The trust cycle also includes diving into those childhood less than supportive moments and healing them so that they release you from their grasp and allow you to live in this moment guilt-free. When the trust cycle begins, these fears automatically melt away, and confidence in yourself and who you are can then blossom and grow, and negative self-talk is replaced with compassion, with understanding, with acceptance for yourself and who you are at your core. You also don't have to read a million books like I did. I did it all for you, don't worry. Trying to grasp little nuggets here and there that might work or halfway work, only to end up more confused years later, or worse, believe that nothing will work for you. That's countless hours spent trying to find answers when all of your answers are right here. I've done the research. I've lived through it all. And then used the tools and the knowledge I've gathered with clients, and the results are incredible. So let's recap what we've learned. We learned the 3 secrets, which were how to get rid of burnout from people pleasing without having to do more by calming the nervous system. Even if you think that you have to be perfect or your best self before you can experience true confidence, motivation, and balance in your life, you can still release yourself from being a people pleaser by using the trust cycle. So the third secret is how you can save yourself from people pleasing so you never have to read all the books, because I did that. Or try to figure this out all on your own again. So if you had a choice between trying to do this all by yourself, all on your own, without any guidance, and having someone who has already done it time and time again, guide you through, work with you to get the results, which would you choose? Type 1 in the comment if you would prefer to just go it alone. Type 2 in the comments if you would rather have some help and guidance. Awesome. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of 2s come through. A lot of 2s. Wonderful. That's great, because the first step is to simply say yes to yourself. Give yourself the love and support that you so freely give away to others. To turn all that love and care and compassion back around to yourself, and take the first step to learning how to please yourself instead of being drained by pleasing others. It's exhausting. I know. I've been there. Allow yourself to be released from its grasps. Allow yourself to say, yes, I am worth this, and book a come as you are call with me right now. I'll put the link in the comments. All right, there you go. There's the link. So I put the link in the comments. But don't wait to book, because this program that will teach you exactly how to release yourself from the exhaustion of being a people pleaser and allow you to step into true confidence, motivation, and balance only has 4 spots left. I'm not kidding. I've had an incredible response so far, and it's wonderful. And I want to make sure that you get in, because you are worth it. So click on the link in the comments and reserve your spot right now. There's no pressure to sign up. There's no sales gimmicks. There's no inflated prices. There's just guidance and support. The guidance and support that you've been longing for. Even if you're still a little unsure or just have a few questions about what we covered today, book that call so I can answer those questions for you and clarify anything that needs to be clarified. I am truly here to support you in any way I can. So click the link and schedule now. In fact, if you're still here and you've watched this long, I know without a doubt I can support you in your healing journey. Sometimes it's really hard to take that first step, and that's okay. But if you're here with me now, I encourage you to allow yourself to take that first step and simply book that call with me. I'd love, love, love to hear from you and to hear all about it. Thank you to everyone who showed up today, not only to this webinar, but for yourself. Regardless of what happens from here on out, each and every one of you should be extremely proud that you showed up and are willing to do what it takes to make those changes that you need. I can't wait to meet you. And better yet, I bet you can't wait to meet your true self.